Batman, the world's greatest detective and founder of Melbourne. He's been camp, he's been gothic, and he's had nipples. But which Batman is the best of all time? Strap on your utility belt, as this week we battle it out on FilmDispute.
Get the makeup with the belt! No, Bill! It's kind of like UFC, but not.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of FilmDispute, the only show where 2 films go into a cage of death and only one exits, voted by you. Hey, I'm Vorn.
Hey, I'm Rob. Yeah.
Okay, let's get into last week. Let's go to the website. So if you haven't been yet, you go to the website, www.filmwank.com. Look at that, touch typing, didn't even look. Let's see if it worked. Hey! UFD won the most overhyped horror film of all time. Let's see who won. Hey! That is us slamming 14 votes to 3. Rob obviously voted, called up his mum and dad, like, Mum, Dad, I'm getting blitzed here. Can you please give me a vote? And then I think your dad gave you 2 votes. So let's see some of the comments. We had one comment from El Dossi. Thanks, Dossi. Someone liked it as well. Finally, we're going to be going to our voicemail box. And let's see what kind of voicemails we got today.
Rob, activate your windows, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Have you activated your windows?
I have activated my windows.
What's this one?
Hey, wrong number.
Thanks for the feedback, guys. We'll take it on board and take it into the future. We'll go to our coin toss. Heads or tails?
Okay.
Cool. So this week we're talking about what the best Batman film of all time is. What Batman film have you gone for?
I've gone for Batman Begins.
I've gone for The Dark Knight. My presentation today is called The Set for the Spike. Gas hole. Poisonous gas and plot holes. Gas hole. The main plot point of this movie, or the main threat in this movie, is poisonous gas that is in the water supply, and then they're going to do the world's biggest vape, and then everyone's going to go crazy, because fear gas shows you something spooky.
It shows you what you fear.
Oh, look at that. Oh, no. Okay, so here's some plot holes and some issues with this plot device. Issue 1. Our bodies are 60% water. So when they vaporize all the water in the water mains with this machine that vaporizes water, why aren't people getting killed? Thank you. Issue 2. It's already been in the water supply for a week. It says no one had a hot shower in Gotham. Is it just been really hot? It's all cold showers? Has no one...
There was an explanation.
What about the kettle?
There was an explanation.
What was the explanation?
I didn't even hear what he said. It was such a throwaway line.
Awesome.
But whatever.
Oh, great. There was an explanation. I don't know what it was, but there was one.
There was one. I was going to go back, but I didn't think it was going to come up.
Issue 3. The gas effects change to suit the plot. So we have Batman gets scared and runs away from the Scarecrow. He's in total fear. He has to run away and get saved by Alfred. We have the Scarecrow who sees a weird Batman demon, but is kind of okay with it. He's like, but he deals with it. He can respond after that. Citizens of Gotham see scary Batman flying over the city with red eyes. It's scary, scary visual. And they, instead of running away or being scared of him, they all attack him. How the effects of the gas continually change depending on what's happening, just to suit the plot. Because they want to put Batman in strife, so they're going to attack him rather than run away from him. Issue 4, having your third act as a foggy mess is just a stupid maneuver.
You're going to say that and then defend the Dark Knight's third act.
Yes, 100%. I can barely see any of the movie in the third act because it's all just fog.
It's clear as day. I watched it on a glary TV. We're only talking about Nolan here.
Yeah. Well, we don't need to talk about this is our 2 films we've chosen. If you think the Tim Burton ones, which I think they're both great. If you think Batman Forever for some reason, if you think
Batman Forever is better than the Burton films.
Huh?
I like Batman Forever as like
than
a
the
fun...
Burton films.
Yeah.
Oh my! I know. Even our sound engineers is like.
I enjoy it. The performance is great. It's campy. It's fun. They created their own world for it, and it was fine. Like it's.
Let's continue with my origins and the prequel dilemma. So
it's not a prequel. It's a reset.
But
it's a
listen,
reboot.
let me do my presentation. Maybe you'll learn something. Secret origin stories. I think a great example is Incredibles. There's no origin for how they get their powers. It's just a great story about how their powers are used.
Do you get that it's DC?
Yes, I know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm talking. Well, I understand it's DC.
Yeah, I just want to clear it up.
Yeah, the prequel dilemma. I know this is not a prequel, but the issues with prequels. If you go and watch a prequel, it's never going to be as good as an original, or set at the current time film. So the reason for this is your subconscious knows certain things are going to result. So if you're watching a prequel, they're going to end up somewhere because you've seen what happens after this. So you know when the character's in danger, they're not going to die because they have to end up where they're going to end up. And you might not be thinking of it consciously when it's happened, but if that person's in danger, you're not you're like, in the back of your head, they're going to be okay because otherwise, how does the film after this happen? And that's the issue with Batman Begins. Because Batman Begins, he becomes Batman, and he doesn't become Batman for the first...
Batman Begins.
I know, but he doesn't become Batman for an hour. So the first hour, you're just waiting for him to get to the place where he's at. Boring.
Not boring.
This is why Game of Thrones is so amazing. You know that no one is safe in that show, and that puts you on the edge of your seat in every scene because you don't know what can happen. Don't you agree?
I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I watch House of Cards.
That's right. Rob doesn't watch Game of Thrones. Votes to me, please.
But
Thank you.
You could have the same argument about House of Cards. Do you watch House of Cards?
Yeah.
Damn it. Do you?
No. This movie is a great set. Let's go into volleyball terms. This movie is a great set, but how do you win volleyball? I'll follow that up later.
So you've done a clever thing going with your Batman Begins first.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Look, Rob actually put some effort into his presentation this time. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, I do. I have PowerPoint and...
Wow, vote for him then.
I'm going to tackle this from a slightly different angle and talk about why The Dark Knight is more so perceived as a better film than it is. But first, I'm just going to quickly get through it. It's a good film, but it's not a great one. I love the trilogy. Love this film. Love it. It's a great 4.5-star film. The story and structure lacks for me on this. This film dragged. And I remember going to see it the first time and was just kind of it just wasn't pushing through. It reminded me of Spider-Man 3 when they just flip in more villains and more villains. And I know that you're strong on the Harvey Dent thing.
What are you on about? Are you serious?
Yeah. And I think this film was overhyped to crazy hell because of Heath Ledger.
He doesn't like the villains.
No, the villains are fine.
Okay,
no.
But you said there's too many villains. You like the Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul.
Yes, because they're well written and well structured.
What?
What
are you on about?
No, they
Tell
are.
me a great line that Ra's al Ghul said.
Let's not go from the line. Let's
name a memorable scene with the Scarecrow. Oh, he sprayed gas at someone.
Can I save my Ra's for my Batman?
Yeah, go for it.
Thing?
You do whatever you want.
Cool, because Ra's actually, he would be the best written structurally of any of the villains in all three. The Joker, why is he even there? It's not even fucking covered. So let's go with... Okay,
That's the point!
But why is that the point? It's like he's forgotten about when we get to the next film. It's just thrown in there for no fucking purpose. But they bring Ghul back. Why? Because he's important. Anyway, story structure lacking. Held together by a strong performance, but without clear reason why the Joker went to Gotham. I know the point is that he's nuts, but that sounds like...
Why do you need... That's the whole
It sounds like lazy fucking writing to me.
It's not lazy fucking writing. You have a point for everything else. The whole thing about him is his enigma. You don't know where he's from. You don't know... And he seems off the chain. He's lying about everything. He's crazy and he's scary. That's what makes him scary. If you know it, you don't show your monster. You don't know your monster. It's scarier. He's off the hook. You don't know what he's going to do.
So you could just put a bad guy in... I'm not hating on Heath Ledger. You're not going to like my next
Un-Australian.
Un-Australian. Un-Perthian.
Yes.
Un-Perthian.
Hometown hero. Here hating on his performance.
Okay. So let's move on from that because Vorn's just going to yell those things at me and they're not...
No, you're just pissing me off.
How am I pissing you off? I'd rather writing and structure than just have someone thrown into the mix. His performance is great. He's nuts as hell. But I want to know more than just being given these glimpses of it.
Nosy. I bet you read your brother's diary.
But anyway, this is the point I'm getting to. So Heath Ledger's death caused added hype, lifting this film above the pedestal it deserves to be on.
Oh, that's horrible.
That is not horrible. So let's go and look at box office versus post-death sequel box office. So first, Batman, obviously a big hit. Batman Returns, not as big. Burton walks away, obviously still huge money. Batman Forever comes in. Why are you bored, Vorn? All right. Now
Numbers.
let's get to the point where it's
This
important.
means nothing.
Cool. Batman Begins takes in 374.2. You would not expect a sequel to go that far above the other one.
It is, because it's just that much better.
No. So what happened? Basically, people went back and watched Batman Begins who hadn't watched it initially because of the Heath Ledger situation. Yes. And then we can go on and obviously it just continued on because people...
Oh, what? But no one died in The Dark Knight Rises.
Cool. I'm just going to compare this with the Fast and the Furious series. So there's our numbers. The first 5, Tokyo Drift, you fun little dude. All right. Let's look at first the jump from 6 to 7.
Oh, that's actually a good point. Fuck you.
Let's look at the point. So Paul Walker dies during production of Fast and Furious 7. No one's watching this for Paul Walker's performance.
It's actually a really good film, though.
So this is my point in argument to that. Like, a death can create this buzz. So I've shown you in a way where we don't have the argument of it being a good film or not. So does a great film make a masterpiece? No, it's not a masterpiece.
It is. It's a perfect film.
I would argue that...
What it attempts to do, it does perfectly.
So look, I agree. Heath Ledger is amazing in it. There's nothing to not take away from that performance. It's perfect. But the film's too reliant on that. And I'm going to stand by that.
The Dark Knight. I was saying before, in volleyball terms, you don't win volleyball with sets. What do you win volleyball with? The spike. And that's what The Dark Knight is. Batman Begins is a great film. Like, it's good. I enjoy it. But it's not as good as The Dark Knight. And what it does great is set up The Dark Knight. It's there in the back of the court, and it sets it up, and The Dark Knight comes in and just spikes it home. And you don't win volleyball with sets, you win them with spikes. So let's go through a quick comparison. So the story for The Dark Knight, it's a mob's last gasp to keep a hold on the city, and it results in the recruitment of a madman. And it's this battle between the mob and Batman and Gordon. Batman and Gordon have got Harvey Dent, and the mob have the Joker. And everyone's got little pawns, and they're all moving them, and it's pretty much the last gasp of to keep a hold of Gotham.
Plot holes ensue.
Batman Begins. 1 hour of a Rocky training montage, and then Batman has to stop gas going into the city. Oh no. Awesome. I want to see an hour of him training. The themes: anarchy, justice, the greater good, terrorism, and control. All heavy, great themes. And all...
So the same themes from Batman Begin?
No, the themes from Batman Begins was... gas is spooky. Characters, clear motivations, and clear stakes. And that's what I really love about this film. You know why everyone is doing what they're doing, and you know why it benefits them, and what they're trying to achieve. And
why is the Joker doing what he's doing?
Because he is a madman. He embraces anarchy. He doesn't want control. He wants everything to be...
So why Gotham?
Huh? Why not? Because that's where that's where Batman's set.
It's just lazy. Go.
Why does Ra's al Ghul want to gas Gotham? Because why does any of the League of Shadows want to kill Gotham so much? For 20 years they've been trying to kill... Get over it, you crazy ex. Who gives a shit? Let it fuck itself over. Fucking hell. The characters. Couldn't see them through the gas in Batman Begins, so I can't talk much about them. Let's talk about special effects. When I first saw this, I was like, I'm a big practical effects guy. I was just like, that is an amazing use of CG.
Good combo.
But when we go to this bad boy, I didn't know if I was watching a Batman movie or if I was playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, because this was ridiculous. Oh.
Don't be afraid, Bruce.
Trees are making me happy.
I was like watching, I was like, what's
So because they use the
happening?
first person shot of the camera, I was watching this on a Blu-ray copy and it looked fucking sick. So the effects were fine. I was actually impressed by the effects. You've completely used it as a joke.
Look at that. That's like a video game. That looks like
What's
PlayStation 1.
What's that, 360p?
The Joker. Now, I feel like I'm going a bit long, so I'm just going to skip through this. But the reason The Dark Knight is the best is the Joker. That's it. That's all
That's
you have.
all
to
it's got.
It's not all it's got, but it is the shine. It is the cherry on top of such a perfect movie. If you go through, like maybe before voting on this, go through and watch The Dark Knight again and watch how the Heath Ledger steals every scene. Like every scene it
relies on him.
It doesn't rely
on him.
The movie is great without him. It's got such great themes. It's got such great characters, and it's got such a great story. It's such a better story than Batman Begins. Batman Begins has got training montage, and then quickly they're trying to kill the city. This has just so many conflicting ideas and concepts, and it's so deep and rich. And the Joker. So I'm just going to skip through all this. Don't worry about this.
We get.
Let's go through that, and we'll go through the continue. We'll go past all these graphs. Go past that and that. And
What was Rob Drinks' own piss?
nothing. Now let's have a look. When we're starting the show, we had a little test run, and this is how this episode came about. Now look at Rob getting caught out here.
Dark Knight's better.
Yes.
Oh, piece of no.
You're un-Australian for not. You hate Heath Ledger. You piss on his grave. Oh, look at you! You're choking. Un-Australian. He was caught out. He realized, deer in headlights.
How do you respond to that without coming off as a dick, though? I was being very Australian by not responding.
Before you go and vote, this is an image I want you to see in your mind before you go to vote. Is just Rob there pissing on the grave of an Australian, a hometown hero. We're in Perth. He is our hometown boy. We've got a theatre named after him. And you went to the same school as him. So to do this is just un-Australian, unacceptable, and he shouldn't have your vote. Thank you very much for listening.
So what is the best Batman movie? Bat nipples.
Cheap humor.
So what makes Batman Begins the best Batman movie?
It's a good question.
Story, structure, and tone. Tone is what separates them. You're saying that first hour is boring. I completely disagree. I've never been more intrigued in an origin story. So it was well contained. It remained somewhat grounded. I felt like it didn't go where Dark Knight Rises went and where Dark Knight started to go. I mean, you've got to suspend yourself from disbelief with any superhero film. And I think Batman Begins is the one in the series that you're kind of is the most relatable, besides the spooky gas.
What do you mean relatable?
Not relatable. It's the most Batman-esque film in the trilogy, as you
What
said.
does that mean? It's a Batman film. Batman films can be...
They can be whatever you want them to be. I felt it dealt with that whole him in the shadows thing, the thing you didn't like, the kind of thing from the earlier...
I'd say great, because they make a big deal about it, saying like, when you're a ninja, you have to be invisible, blah, blah. Great, maybe use it for one fight scene. Not every fight scene, him just... Everyone walking around going like that. It's not action. It's not entertaining.
Okay, this is where we get in. Best written villain. We have a villain with a purpose, and we have a surprise reveal.
Like, what was his purpose? At home, before he even says it, what was Ra's al Ghul's purpose?
As I said, it started the trend of like the reveal. He's the real villain. If he'd said that he was Al Ghul from the start, you wouldn't have created that father-son relationship.
A small twist.
But he wouldn't have built that relationship and got that closeness with Wayne.
I've got a movie that's going to blow your mind. Have you ever heard of a movie called Sixth Sense?
Good old Sixth Sense.
It's going to blow your mind.
Is it going to blow my mind?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you didn't see it coming the first time you were watching it. Probably because his name's Al Ghul and he's Liam Neeson. I thought the casting was perfect. Okay, so this is where...
no. In your head, try and remember like a scene from Batman Begins, and all I can remember is just orangey, gross fog. It's like dark and not clear and mushy and just like pixelated.
We're talking about the film that set the tone for the trilogy.
And then you think about Dark Knight. You got these nice blues and these.
It's just a bland blue city. It's so fucking urban. Anyway, it created the perfect setup for the next two films
I
to be
agree with
possible.
that. That's all it was. It was
Cool.
a great setup.
Sweet, I'm not going to get into that. The film's popularity has grown since its release, where Dark Knight has plateaued, I'll say, at a very high peak. There's nothing about that. I still think, obviously, more people
What's this based on? Just you thinking this.
Okay. Let's play a game.
Okay, I'm
Let's
excited
play
for
a
this.
game.
Before you do this, at home, think back and do you remember much from Batman Begins? Do you remember much from Dark Knight?
Go back and revisit Batman Begins.
Do it. You'll go like, oh, gross, and then you'll vote for me.
So this game is called Best Nolan Batman. This is just a silly little finisher. I feel like I've made the points I need to make to win this. If I lose, it'll all be... So, okay, when you type Best Nolan Batman, what's at the top?
Editorial, why Batman Begins.
Why Batman Begins is the best of Nolan's trilogy on Google.
Do you have to defend something or explain why something is the way it is with a giant article if it's true? So recently, there has been a whole slew of articles explaining why Episode 1 Star Wars was actually good. And they write this big thing trying to twist and contort.
But it's just not good.
It's
You've agreed that this is a good film.
Yes,
Yeah.
but all I want you to do, go back and watch them both.
Watch them both. They're great.
Watch them both. If not, if you don't have the time, doesn't matter. Just think back to what excited you and what you felt was the best.
Was it just Heath Ledger, or were you finally excited about Batman again after Batman and Robin? Did Batman Begins make you love Batman again, and that's why you were so hyped, and then you just got blown away by Ledger's performance? You were probably watching Batman Begin with Ledger over the top, and that's what made Dark Knight feel better, because that film is 20 minutes too long, and there's one Harvey Dent speech too many.
This episode is 20 minutes too long.
It is.
So, let's wrap it up. Please go to filmwank.com, cast your vote if you think The Dark Knight is the best, or you think Batman Begins is the best Batman film of all time. If you think it's something different, leave us a great voicemail like we got today, or leave us a comment, or, I don't know, just write us a letter. Send it somewhere and see if we get it. Bye.